Hello, welcome to the home of the Ghost Owl, and we've got some new Warhammer The Old World news. Now, this is a few days old, but it always seems that GW are able to put out big news while I'm travelling away with work. We get no news for weeks, sometimes even months of any type of significance, and then the one time I have to go away and travel with work, they put a big news item out. So we're going to cover it now. So let's take a look at the video. Okay, it's the Empire of Man finally released. So let's see what they have to say. So this came out as part of the World Championships preview they did and a whole bunch of other stuff. Fighting back. Okay, starting with a packed Battalion box. Okay, Battalion and Arcane Journal. You can start your very own army with a Battalion box, 61 miniatures. You get 30 state troops, 30 state missile troops supported by a steam tank. Solid core force featuring enough command options to split your units of 30 if you wish, and comes with 2 Empire Man transfer sheets. As a battalion box, like there's been a few battalion boxes and you look at them and go, would I ever want more than one? There's a lot of them that you go, I'm not sure that I would, and I'm not a huge fan of chariots, certainly the heavy chariots like was in the Orc and the Chaos one, but this box I can absolutely see myself buying 2. Because having 2 steam tanks is cool, just because it's cool. Paint them differently, maybe, something like that. State troops, they're always going to be a good bulwark. You're going to need quite a few of them to be a decent unit. And the same with the state missile troops. If you're going gunline army, like I like to play, you've got crossbows in there, you've got handguns in there. So you do get both options. So I could definitely see myself picking up 2 boxes and getting value when I'm thinking about a large muster list, 2,500 points plus. I think there's definitely value in 2 of these boxes. Right. So we've got, the Arcane Journal, like the other factions, 48 pages. Includes rules for 2 armies of infamy as normal. So we get the city-state of Nuln and knightly orders of the Empire. Now, that sounds really cool because Nuln, I'm a gunline player. Nuln is the home of gunpowder, right? That is where you've got like all the artillery stuff and everything. They're cool. And actually, I really like the paint scheme. It's a black paint scheme. The aim is obviously the black smoke, doesn't discolor all their clothes and everything. But so Nuln and knightly orders of the Empire is cool. I used to love things like the Knights Panther and all that type of stuff. So Knights of the Blazing Sun. So maybe we'll see more of that. So special characters, units, and magic. Okay, cool. And there's the Arcane Journal. Anything on the picture there? So no, just the usual stuff. Okay, demigryphs on the front. That looks like Knights of the Blazing Sun. Okay. Wide away of foot-slogging troops under in cavalry. Yep. That is one of the things Empire has always had, a very large roster with a huge variety of units. Though tends to be not the best at anything. It's always been a bit of a generic catch-all in a lot of cases, right? So, first up, look at that. We've got General on Griffin. So, cohort leaders ready to marshal your army. Commanders of the Empire set features a pair of mounted and on-foot commanders, which are these ones. He looks pretty nice. I quite like him, especially with the crow, I guess that is, or a raven that's on top of his shield. Okay, that looks quite good. Who are joined by an engineer and captain of the Empire. Okay. If you really want to shoot enemies whose boss, you can field the impressive general of the Empire on Imperial Griffin, which can be built as a commander too. So that's really cool. It's a really cool model. I have one, but I built mine as Karl Franz, because Karl Franz from 8th edition was actually part of this model. So you could build a general on Griffin. You can build the battle wizard on Griffin, which has a 2-headed Griffin. And you could also build Karl Franz. So that is a really cool kit. Okay. So yeah, these looking. I like this one. I like this one. It's got a bit of a Marius Light Door flavour to him with that hat. Okay. So, yeah, these are the state troops. Nothing crazy here. I see spearmen. I see swords. Not seeing halberds, but I'm guessing, I mean, that should be in the box, right? So we should have swords, spears, and halberds. Okay, they're ready to... here we go. Hang on, we've got pictures. Right, there's the state missile troops. Yep, so handgunners... crossbows. We've got a Hochland long rifle in here as well. You can see that. That's the Hochland long rifle. Okay. We've got flagellants. Never been a big fan of flagellants, and to be honest, I don't think their rules are that amazing, so not really for me. Empire great swords. Yeah, nice. Bit more heavily armoured, but you know they do have the strikes last. Which is a downside. Okay, we've got archers. So personally, prefer crossbows or handgunners, depending what you're going for. I like crossbows. That's got to be Free Company Militia, right? Okay. Again, not a huge fan of the Free Company Militia. And then we've got our artillery. So mortar, great cannon. Yep, these are the standard kits. And then Hellstorm rocket battery and Hellblaster volley gun. Okay, cool. Yep, all looking as expected. Returning in plastic, which is good. So that's all the plastic stuff. So as you can see here, yeah, so there was archers in there, Free Company Militia. There you go, so we were right. The only thing we didn't see is the halberdiers. I'm guessing halberds are in there, they just didn't show it. Right, cool. Empire Knights. We do like Empire Knights. Let's see what it says. Thanks to a host of stables packed with fine steeds, the Empire of Man simply doesn't schlep to war on foot. So we've got Empire Knights, Pistoliers, Demigryph Knights returning en masse, joined by a war altar of Sigmar, which is classed as a heavy chariot, topped by a Lecter and the impregnable steam tank. So, yeah, pretty much standard Empire Knights. Okay, so not a particular type, though with the... It's interesting, actually. No, yeah, yellow and black dots, because you think what colour a panther is, right? But the Knight's Panther used to have yellow and black dots, which makes these seem like they've been painted up as Knight's Panther, which were also blue. So... are they going for a Knight's Panther theme but not calling it that? Maybe. All right, let's see what else we got here. Okay, there's our Pistoliers. There's your Outriders. There's our Demigryphs. I mean, I've never been... The Demigryphs are okay. I've just never been the biggest fan of them, to be honest. I prefer my standard sort of horse cavalry, but I mean, they're okay. It's more of an aesthetic thing. There's your War Altar. Oh, it's a cool looking miniature. Whether I'd ever take one, I mean, it's not bad. But what I really like to take is, oh yeah, steam tanks. Love steam tanks. They're cool. Oh look, this one's painted up in Nuln as well. There you go, the black, yeah, black scheme, Nuln written on it. That's cool. That's cool. And actually quite an easy paint scheme to do if you don't mind painting black. So yeah, cool. Okay, good. Right, here comes the resin stuff. Let's see what we've got. Oh, now these look pretty nice. These two, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of these guys, but wow, that I really like this. This looks really nice. Gives me very Empire flavours to it. And that's nice. Different. He's obviously got the, I'm guessing that's a hammer, not an axe. Can't quite see the edge. Yeah, looks really cool. I actually really like that. Right, you'll be able to careen around the field with a remastered war wagon. So the war wagon is coming back. This kit has every rivet bolt resculpted for greater definition. Horses have been updated with new sculpts. Okay. It also comes with an exclusive new engineer armed with Hochland long rifle. but only made to order. Oh, so this is coming in resin. It doesn't know anything about these. It doesn't actually even mention anything about these, but then it says the war wagon's coming back, but it's made to order only. Oh, and there it is. Oh, man, that's a shame, because the updated horses, you can see that. I mean, that is a really cool Master Engineer. Wonder how much that's going to be, especially in resin as well. I think that's going to be pricey, which is a real shame because he's cool. And I just don't know how often I would take a war wagon. I mean, yeah, it's nice as a centerpiece, nice as a big piece if you want to buy it, build it, paint it. How often are you going to put it in your list? Depends if you're going for just pick up and play for fun or if you're going competitive, I guess. Accompanying it is the coveted Empire of Man command set. So you get the General of the Empire, a Captain of the Empire with Battle Standard, and a Harbinger of Doom. So it says a command set, so it doesn't look like these are going to be sold individually, which is, again, a shame, because you go, I like him, I don't really want him. Okay. Metal miniatures with a long history spread across many states, yeah, and numerous venerable heroes. So we've got Standard Bearer, Witch Hunter, Warrior Priest, Priest of Ulrich, and a trio of engineers on foot. So let's have a look. I mean, when you look at that compared to the new Forge World one, for me, no competition. This is not really my flavour. Everyone's different. The Witch Hunter looks good, though. The Witch Hunter looks good. I mean, these are classic warrior priests, right? So, I mean, these are cool. These are cool. I like these. I mean, they just give you that vibe. That's very classic Empire warrior priest vibe. Priests of Ulrich these are really nice. I like them. These are old sculpts, and you can see that, but I still think they look really cool. Unlike that, the Battle Standard Bearer that we saw a minute ago, who I don't think has aged well. I think these have. I think these look really cool. Yeah. Okay, and what else we got here? There's our trio of engineers. I like engineers. I do tend to play, gunliney style lists. I do tend to take quite a bit of artillery and stuff like that. So having an engineer, definitely valuable. Often more than one engineer. So actually these, pretty cool. And you do have a good choice here because you've got obviously repeating handgun. You've got the Hochland long rifle. I'm not sure if that's a handgun or the bigger one. Okay. Oh, but look at what we've got here. Knights Panther. So there you go. That looks like a Grand Master of the Knights Panther. And you can see yellow with the black dots, right, with the blue armour. That looks like what those knights were painted as. And they had panther crests on the helmet. So the interesting thing is, I don't think they've got crests, though, for the Blazing Sun and for Knights of the White Wolf. So you could paint the knights up, but they might not have the right helmet crests, right? Okay, we'll come on to that. But yeah, really cool. I'd want all of these. They're cool. I love the old Grandmasters. There you go. More Priests of Ulrich again. I think these look really cool. Look really, really cool. I mean, the fur is probably what's aged the most. Maybe it's just the way it was being painted, but I mean, still looks really. I mean, look at that helmet. That's cool. Yeah, and not really my flavour. Okay, so mounted here, it is Return of Horseback Grandmasters of the White Wolf, Knights Panther, and Blazing Sun, who are metal with plastic horses. Yes, please. So we've got the Tutagen Guard Warriors and Command, which is that, and then a selection of Imperial Ogres, which is that. So this is the Tutagen Guard. That's wicked. They look cool. As usual, this will arrive in several waves of releases. What's more, we've got more to come from the Empire of Man, including brand new characters and miniatures. Another substantial made-to-order release winging its way from the earlier days of Warhammer Fantasy Battles. Okay. And there we go. That's the end of the Empire release. So overall, there's some really good stuff in here. I think the only downside for me is the war wagon, just because I think it's going to be really expensive. I think it looks great. I like the fact they did the resculpts on the horse. I like that you've got the engineer. That's a cool looking engineer when you compare that to what we saw below. I just think this is going to be really expensive for something that you may not see on the table that much. These are cool. I don't like the fact they've put it in one set though, because it means you have to get people you don't want. And then the base stuff as you'd expect. Yeah, so it's just the battalion box. I think is a good starter battalion box. We did do a previous video on pricing in terms of what how much money you save, what the discount is, what the points value is, points per pound, all that sort of thing. So once we get all the prices and we know what the battalion box is and how much the items in it are worth, we'll add that and we'll do a video that covers this compared to the other ones. And there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, that is brand new Warhammer Fantasy or Warhammer the Old World faction, which is great. We're missing a few now. So what have we got left? We've got High Elves, we've got Wood Elves, we've got Beastmen still to come. So High Elves, Wood Elves, Beastmen after, because we've got everything else. Bretonnians are done, Dwarfs are done. Well, not done, but they're out, which is good. So if you think about it, after the Empire of Man, only 3 factions to go, and that will be all 9 core factions that have been released, which is great. So getting the factions out and available is what really helps the game, because there'll be people that go, I only want to play elves. I only want to play elves. So these people aren't even in the game yet. So once we get all the factions out, at least we get that. And then I guess depending on how popular this is, still high on copium, maybe in the future we'll see some of the other factions brought back. Please, Games Workshop. I love my vampire counts and dark elves and Skaven. I want them back in the game. So yeah, lots of copium there, but you never know. You never know. Like, if there's money to be made, you can sure GW will find a way to make it. Hope you've enjoyed this. I certainly have. It's always good, as I said, to get a new faction. You've been watching The Ghost Dial. Tune back in as we continue to do more Warhammer the Old World content. We are trying to get it done in between work, in between the other content we're releasing. So we have got another faction to do, which will be the Wood Elves next. And that will complete our Forces of Fantasy faction focuses, and then we'll be moving on to things like Tomb Kings, Orcs and Goblins and stuff like that, before going on to the legendary or historical factions that didn't make it into the core. I'll see you soon.